This is a Pele Media podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to Goonies Minute. This is the show where we carefully analyze and scrutinize and explore the classic 1985 film Goonies minute by minute. I am your host, Brady.
My name is Chris.
And today we're going to be covering minute 3. So, Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing well, and would you believe that another
gloomy
day in Baton Rouge,
that.
Louisiana.
Imagine
It's
that.
like they know that we want to do this minute breakdown.
Exactly.
It's like they want us to feel like we're actually there again.
Now, the only thing we're missing is, like, the smell. So we need the like...
How do you know? To me, it smells right now like that I'm on the side of a mountain.
There you go.
About to fall down a cliff.
Yeah.
After I was riding a... No, it's not a tricycle. I was riding with my my training wheels.
No, it would be a tricycle for you. Me too, then. But anyway, well, look, let's get into the minute. You want to?
Let's do it.
In the previous minute, we witnessed a high-speed police chase after Jake Fratelli busted out of prison with the help of his brother Francis and their mother, Ma Fratelli. At 3 minutes, Andy continues to shout instructions to her fellow cheerleaders while the police chase continues in the distance. At 3 minutes and 5 seconds, the police cars whiz right past Rosalita, forcing her to rush across the street. At 3 minutes and 15 seconds, our first official Goonie, named Mouth, sits in his kitchen mimicking a police chase on TV. His dad asks him to assist in fixing the sink. At 3 minutes and 35 seconds, the sink breaks, shooting water up into Mouth's face. At 3 minutes and 40 seconds, the Fratellis continue to outrun the police as Francis and Jake fire back at them. At 3 minutes and 45 seconds, we see Steph, who is dunking her head into a tank of water. She leans out of the tank with a crab she has just caught. At 3 minutes and 50 seconds, we are introduced to Data, who is testing out his latest invention, a suction cup arrow tethered to his belt buckle. At 3 minutes and 57 seconds, he shoots the arrow to a barrel across from him in the hopes of pulling it towards him. The invention is working, for the moment. And thus ends minute 3 of the Goonies. All right, awesome. So we got a lot of cool stuff going on in this minute. Why don't you start with your notes there?
Okay, we remember that right at the end of minute 2, they pass the football field, and we just see a glimpse of the chase. We hear the sirens.
Yeah.
And then it continues down the street, and I mentioned before about the foreshadowing that you see in this movie. And here's another example. Is Rosalita, the first time we see the maid Rosalita, she's stuck in the middle of the street as these cars go flying by her. Of course, she's on her way to talk to the parents. What was that? Was that Mikey's? Yeah, Mikey's parents.
The Walshes. Yeah.
About looking over the house. And this is the first time we see her, and she's scared. So if you can imagine, we're foreshadowing seeing Rosalita in a little while, but also foreshadowing the fear that Rosalita.
Yeah.
So you can imagine she's already she's literally gun shy already.
Yeah,
having already witnessed a police chase fly by her and almost hit her. And then the next part that I want to talk about is, okay, you got a chase, and then it's pretty classic how you go from a real life chase, and the next thing you see is the chase on TV.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're at Mouth's house, and the dad is working on the plumbing of the kitchen sink.
Yeah. So in terms of plumbing, that is the character's Mouth's dad, and you see the truck outside for his plumbing company, Mad Jack's Plumbing, outside of the house. The location for that house is 32 Skyline Avenue in Astoria, and it's Astoria. It's the exteriors and the interiors were used for the scene. And you also mentioned that Rosalita was crossing over the intersection. The store behind her is at 37th Street and Highway 30 in Astoria. Now, there was a deleted scene that that you can find online, actually, where the kids roll up to that store and they're all on their bicycles, and they just like carelessly throw the bikes outside of the store. It's kind of funny. But whenever they go in, Mikey starts looking over the map that he's found in the attic, and he starts comparing it to a map of Astoria. And he's starting to see that like it kind of looks similar, and he starts plotting like where the certain things might be according to the town as he knows it now. And, a couple, I think it was on our pilot episode, you were talking about the music and that certain theme that they use. Yeah. Well, that starts playing, and you start to see the pirate in Mikey. and this almost like detective mentality that he has.
You wonder almost why that maybe they deleted that because that was too much too soon.
I think it might have been too much too soon, or it definitely slows down the pacing. But the rest of the scene, Troy comes in and starts just being so over the top 80s villain, like, "What's up, kid? I'm gonna kick your ass," and then like Carrie and Steph come in, and Carrie Green and Martha Plimpton come in, and then Branch shows up and he's like, "Hey man, nobody hits." It's just awful.
It's just too much.
It's awful.
And it ruins the sequence.
It ruins the
you would
sequence.
think.
But the part where Mikey is like comparing the maps and starting to figure out, okay, this is on this old map. This is where, like, I know this place in my town because it's here and I can find it according to this map right here. Now, granted, that also kind of takes away from the, I don't know, the whole coin, the doubloon, being able to see
Right.
the lighthouse and the
Right.
rock through that. It kind of negates that a little bit. So
Right.
that's another reason. I'm
It
sure
just
they
shows
took it
how
out.
much thought is put into it. And
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with trying
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And so Rosalita is played by an actress named Lupe Ontiveros. She was in Goonies, and As Good as It Gets. Those are the only things I've seen her in. But she's one of those like faces that kind of like Joe Pantoliano that you feel like you've seen everywhere.
You know
in
what's
so many
amazing? If
movies.
you go on her IMDb, the picture they have on there now, and then this is 30 years later.
Yeah.
She looks better today
She
than
looks
she did then.
better today.
It's
I saw
amazing
that.
how sometimes some actors and
Yeah.
actresses age really amazingly.
Yeah, that's right. So you also mentioned earlier that Mouth is watching Police Chase on TV
Right.
whenever the cars come out of the
Do
night.
you have what kind of police? Where's that from?
It's from Some Like It Hot with
Okay.
Marilyn Monroe, yeah.
And kind of next part after you see Rosalita in the street, the chase goes past like a dock.
Yeah.
And then that's the first time you see Steph, which is Martha Plimpton for the first time, and she's bobbing her head.
What is she doing?
In water in a bucket, which you can imagine. You would think, she was grossed out by everything. It's just interesting that she would be putting her face in this dirty water that's on a dock.
For no apparent reason.
Then we see Data for the first time also on the dock, and you noticed how he's got his own music. Whenever he's
Yeah.
about to do one of his little booby traps or
Yeah, they start playing
one
like-
of his little things. Da-dun, da-dun,
Yeah.
da-dun, da-dun. They start playing that, and it's interesting. And then towards the end of the minute, he's about to do the little suction arrow to pull the
Yeah.
bear over. And
Right.
that's kind of how the minute ends. But it's really interesting. You one by one, you see all the characters.
See, that's the thing. In minute 3, we're introduced to, I think, the rest of the Goonies. And obviously Mouth is like a fan favorite, played by the great Corey Feldman, who was just a staple of the 80s. I mean, he was all over these 80s movies. The Goonies being one, Burbs, Lost Boys, Gremlins. He actually started acting at age 3 in the McDonald's commercial. And then, he's had his ups and downs throughout his career, but he's never turned into one of those, hey, it's that guy type of actors. You'll always know who he is. He's always going to be Corey
It's
Feldman.
interesting about him. It's like he was loved, and then he was hated, and then you feel bad for him, and then we were talking in the last minute yesterday about how some of these actors have kind of gone away, and we haven't seen
Yeah.
much of them, and then some of them have, you didn't hear anything from a while, like Sean Astin, and then there was Rudy and other things, but with Corey Feldman, he was around for a while, but he was one of these people that maybe he should have gone away, in the last 10, 15 years. And he's so desperately trying to hold on
Yeah.
to his kid stardom, from the My Two Coreys to this just embarrassing thing he did on Good Morning America a few weeks ago with the rap. You haven't seen it.
I missed it, no.
You be glad you missed it, although I'm going to force you to watch it when we're done.
Yeah, and I mean, you could, like you said, Corey Feldman was on Good Morning America recently, and you think that his, it's just kind of...
It was embarrassing. And then he came back and did it again, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on. And then it's like he wonders why. And then people make fun of him and he gets mad about it. I'm just trying it. No, you're forcing it.
Yeah, trying to be
Because if it
self-parody
wasn't,
for the
if
sake
it
of, like-
wasn't for the name of Corey Feldman, there's no way that performance would have got him anywhere. He wouldn't have been able to perform at a local college club for 18-year-olds with the performance he had. It was just because he was trying to use his name to gain, make a little bit of money, which, it's sad at this point.
Well, I mean, who knows what the future holds? But maybe he'll be back for Goonies too, if that ever happens. Corey Feldman is so great in this movie. He's so hilarious and never misses a beat. And whenever he walks into the house and just in one of the next few minutes, he's like, "What's going on, guys?" Puts his foot on the table, and Brand says, "Get your foot on the table."
He's definitely the comedy person.
Oh, yeah. And he's great. And I mean, at what, 10 years old or so?
Absolutely.
A hell of a performance. But anyway, that's what we got for Corey Feldman. His father is actually played by a guy named Nick McLean, who was a cameraman for the movie, and he also had a little part in Spaceballs. So Martha Plimpton, who's playing Steph, we talked briefly about her. Whatever the hell
she's been in a lot of roles.
Stuff. Yeah, she's been pretty consistent throughout the years. She was in The Goonies. And she was also known for her work in I Shot Andy Warhol, which is a very interesting movie, Raising Hope, among a lot of other stuff.
What an interesting character in this movie. Someone that which is the ultimate compliment. I can't stand her in this movie, but I can't stand her because of the way that she plays that character.
Yeah,
she's a great actress in the movie. Mm-hmm. She does a great job of making me have an emotion about her. Yeah. I think that's the ultimate compliment. But boy, she's a pain.
Why that? Why do you say that?
Well, I mean, just every little thing. I mean, like she's grossed out about the idea of somebody kissing. These people are in high school. I mean, I can understand. Don't do that around me. But she's just over the top with it. It's the role that she was supposed to play. I would say she did a great job at it.
Yeah, I think she does a fine job in it. I think she's actually one of the funnier characters in the movie. One of the funnier Goonies. And her and Carrie Green, her and Andy are just so out of place. And I think that's what balances the whole thing out is that we have these two fish out of water. Yeah. And then we've got Bran, who's just like, God, I don't need to be here and everything. And then, of course, the kids who, 4 boys who are just, so into this. So I don't know, man.
It's a perfect combination.
It's a perfect combination. Yeah, it's a perfect combination. And I think Steph is definitely one of the things that really helps balance that out because of, her... Quirkiness, yeah. Yeah. All right, and so as you mentioned earlier, we also get to meet Data, played by Jonathan Key Kwan, who had just worked with Steven Spielberg on Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. He was Short Round. So I think that the character of Data probably has more going on than any of the other Goonies. He's constantly, and it's interesting that like you said, they gave him his own music cue.
That's pretty
cool.
When
he shows up, it's like, okay, everything's all eyes on Data,
Right. It's like if let's say you look down for a little bit, or you glanced off, not thinking about what's going on for a second, then all of a sudden you hear that music, you're gonna
look up. It gets your attention. Yeah. And it's so cool. He's anytime there's a character like who's an inventor, especially when the stuff is kind of MacGyvered together, which is what all of his little inventions are, I think Data's kind of got more going on than any of the other guys.
There's a lot going on there, and you can't imagine Goonies without him.
Yeah, exactly. So something I noticed when I was thinking about all of the times that he gets the Goonies out of sticky situations, each of them has their own thing that they bring to the table in terms of getting them out of the hassle. Andy is able to play the Skeleton Fingers piano, so each of them has like a little solution for something. Data has the slick shoes, the
punches of power,
pinchers of pearl,
and then the punches. But he said the punch thing.
The punch thing too. So he's got
but
that.
Did that one work? Or did he hit himself? I can't remember.
I think he ends up hitting Jake.
Yeah, he
later.
did. Then he did. Oh, then he tries it again later. I think it doesn't work.
He's also got the pinchers of peril, which is the slinky, and then like you said, the spring boxing glove. But he's constantly busting just new stuff. He's pulling new stuff out that is saving the day. So I think Data has a little bit more going on than the other guys, in my opinion.
Right. I mean, look at Mouth. I mean, I can't remember. Does he ever get him out?
Well, let's see. No, he gets him into trouble by running his mouth.
He's just, he doesn't do anything.
No, but that is all that I have for this minute. How about you?
Yeah, that's all I have too, and it's definitely a minute that is packed with meeting new people and lots of stuff going on. But that's it for me.
So same here. All right, everybody. Well, we will see you again tomorrow for minute number 4. But until then, I am Brady.
And this is Chris.
And we're here to remind you that Goonies never say die. Goonies Minute is a fan-supported podcast. If you like the show, then leave us a review on iTunes. You can find us at GooniesMinute.com, Facebook.com/GooniesMinute, Twitter.com/GooniesMinute, and at Instagram @GooniesMinute. You can contact us at GooniesMinute@gmail.com. You've been listening to a Pele Media podcast. For premium content and exclusive podcasts, visit us at patreon.com/Pele Media. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Pele Media and follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/Pele Media.